President Roosevelt, better known as FDR, said it best when he said, "The only thing that we have to fear is fear itself. We will not be afraid. We will boldly stand up to the tyranny which seeks to enslave us. We recognize the first tool of enslavement is fear. The despot will first try to immobilize us through fear so that we will be too frightened to fight back. We recognize that once we have surrendered to fear, we have lost the battle. So we will never accept fear. We will always stand bravely. Even though liberals are the majority in the United States right now, the forces of fascism are in control. These fascists have been rigging the rules of how we elect our leaders. So even with liberals being in the majority, the fascists have the power. Sometimes they even seem all-powerful, unbeatable. To that, I'm reminded of a story that takes place back during our Revolutionary War. I am reminded of the immortal words of Captain John Paul Jones. On one fateful day, the fledgling American Navy, almost laughable to call it a Navy, but that Navy encountered the powerful British Navy. Now keep in mind, that British Navy was the most powerful navy in the world at that time. The British were the superpower. France was a little behind them, but it too was a superpower, but not equal to the British. So for this, barely a navy that the Americans had, this was truly a Goliath and David type of story. Now, as the battle ensued, the American ship Bon Homme Richard, captained by Jones, it lost the fight, no surprise. However, John Paul Jones was not a man to give up. For in the middle of the battle that he was losing, with his ship sinking and burning, guns wrecked, and half his crew dead or wounded, John Paul Jones had a chance to surrender, and any normal person would have jumped on that, but not John Paul Jones. For instead, when the British captain asked Jones if he was willing to surrender, Jones uttered the immortal words of, "I have not yet begun to fight." The ships fought on for hours, with the strangest turn of events, as the American ship was sinking. Jones and his crew captured the British ship and transferred the American flag. All seemed lost for Jones. Outgunned, outmanned, and their ship sinking. But he knew no fear and fought on to victory. Of late, the liberal majority has been under attack from these fascist minority. The right has been, right now, many of us have been receiving death threats from these fascists. All because we refuse to mourn the death of a fascist. To that, I have this to say.
We know that the purpose of all your threats is to intimidate, but we are not afraid. We walk through our streets without fear because we know our enemy is terrified.
Yes, the right is terrified of us because they know that we really are the power. The vast majority is liberal, believing in liberty and justice for all. We, like John Paul Jones, will not give up until we have victory.